you and Minister Cash have both spoken about the need for legal change and attitudinal change. You've already got quite a powerful ad campaign running on violence against women, but obviously harassment, while related, is a little different to that. What consideration have you given to an advertising campaign about this? And secondly, people sometimes say they struggle to know the difference between flirting and harassment. I think when you're on the receiving end, you know, but not always on the delivering end. What would you say to people who might say you're actually just trying to ban flirting in the workplace?
Well, I think that they're both very practical questions, and I think highlight the complexity of this issue. And firstly, on the issue of public information campaigns, then we're very open to that, because I think those campaigns are sometimes one of the best ways to deal with the ambiguities of what your second question is, so people can start to sort in their own minds what's okay. I was recently at a game, and there was an older couple sitting next to me watching the game. They went back in the same team as me, by the way. They had a much better night than I did that night. But I heard something that the husband said to the wife about something she had said. He said, "We can't say that anymore." And I went, that's what we're talking about. It wasn't angry, it wasn't dismissive, it was respectful, it was positive. And I think that's the sort of conversation that we have to have in our relationships, in our communities, in our homes, in our clubs, in our churches, wherever you happen to be. We just got to, in our work, we just got to have these conversations. And people need to understand in our own workplaces what is okay, what's not okay. People just want to know. I think in many cases we're dealing with unconscious behaviour, and we want to help inform that behaviour. And I think people will happily change their behaviour if they were aware that some of their unconscious acts could be leading to that sense of hurt or dismissal with their fellow Australians. In other cases, it's malevolent. In other cases, it's predatory. In other cases, it's violent. And I think those lines are a lot clearer. And I think what we're doing here today brings further force to deal particularly with those types of behaviours. But I think you're right to say that the way we deal with the balance, so much of what we talk about even outside the workplace with violence against women, that's why I think it's so important to say it all starts with disrespect. That's where it starts. And I would argue, not just disrespect towards women, disrespect full stop. We've got to be careful in our society that we don't allow the reservoir of respect to drain. And I fear it is. I genuinely fear that the reservoir of respect and the way we deal with each other and speak to each other is draining. I think social media has the most corrosive impact on that behaviour. And we shouldn't therefore often be surprised that if we are struggling to draw out of that well of respect, the respect that is necessary for so many important relationships, let's go back and ask a few questions about how we got into that place in the first instance. Certainly governments have roles there, but it's not only governments.